Hey everyone! Today we're diving into Chasca's full kit to see if she's worth pulling or not. Let's get into it. Starting with her basics, Chasca is a new 5-star Anemo DPS who might even outshine Xiao and Wanderer. Her normal and charged attacks are simple. They deal Anemo damage when fully charged. Now let's move on to the real details. First up, her elemental skill. When Chasca uses her skill, she enters Night Soul's Blessing mode and pulls out a shotgun. A quick tap deals Anemo damage to nearby enemies. But when you hold it, she charges up 6 powerful shotgun shots that do AoE Anemo damage. Here's the twist. If you have Hydro, Cryo, Electro, or Pyro characters on your team, the last 3 shots get elemental infusions, matching those elements. This adds a lot of AoE elemental damage, making it the main damage source in her kit. Next, her elemental burst. Chasca fires a massive shotgun blast, doing big AoE Anemo damage. After that, 6 smaller bullets follow up, hitting enemies again. If you've got Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, or Electro characters in your party, 2 of these bullets will get infused with those elements. Her burst isn't the main source of damage, but it still packs a decent punch. Listening to all this, you might think Chasca sounds like an S-tier character, but here's the main catch. She's a really good character only when there's a single enemy or boss. When the number of enemies increases, her damage splits into smaller parts. Here's an example. If there's just one enemy, all 6 shotgun bullets hit it, dealing massive damage and triggering elemental reactions to boost that damage even more. But if there are 2 enemies, each enemy only takes 3 bullets. If there are 3 enemies, each one takes just 2 bullets. With 4 enemies, 2 enemies will get hit by 2 bullets each, and the other 2 get hit by only 1 bullet each. With 5 enemies, 4 of them will get hit by 1 bullet, and a random enemy will get 2 bullets. If there are 6 enemies, each one only gets 1 bullet. As the bullet split increases, there's much less chance for elemental reactions, which lowers her damage output. I know you might have seen videos where Chasca is fighting groups of hilichurls, and they're getting wiped out, but that's only if you unlock her C4 constellation. And for free-to-play players, getting to C4 is very difficult, as much of her full potential is locked behind her constellations. On to her weapon options. Chasca isn't very F2P friendly when it comes to weapons. Her best choice is her signature 5-star bow, followed by Linny's weapon. For 4-star options, the new banner bow is good but not ideal. And as a last resort, you can use Natlan's craftable bow. Now let's look at team compositions and artifacts. Her team comps can be tricky. For example, using Xiangling as a support means you need to stay close to enemies. But since Chasca fights in mid-air, Xiangling's burst might not be able to reach the enemies. I'll share some example teams, though we're still testing what works best. Finally, let's talk about artifacts. The Obsidian Codex set is her best choice, but Wanderer's Troop works too, since Chasca relies on elemental reactions and charged attacks. Maréchausse is another decent option. A main point to remember is Farozan isn't ideal for her because Chasca doesn't deal a lot of Anemo damage, and you'll also want to use an ATK% goblet to boost her overall output. In conclusion, Chasca really looks like a decent DPS to me. She's strong when it comes to Abyss single bosses, but with multiple enemies, you might not consider her as much. So that's it for today. Plan your pulls carefully and have a great day.